Hello, everybody. Good morning, good evening, whatever time it is in your part of the world. Hmm. I am Betty McNitt, and it is day 3 of the Pocket Shawl Challenge. Now, you might have noticed I took yesterday's video down because I made a really dumb mistake and counting the long chain for the sideways pocket shawl the way that old boiler robo does it. So the whole idea of doing it this way is so multiple reasons. Makes it easier to count a big long chain. You don't have to count to a million, and you can just keep going until it's however long you want, and you don't have to, figure out your numbers ahead of time. So wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it works. Okay. So I did this a million times yesterday and I figured it out and it works. I was making a stupid mistake. So I'll show it to you. So the way that you do this, the multiple for the straight start of the 6-day kid blanket is 13 plus 4. So you have 15 on each end and you have 13 repeats, okay? Which makes sense, right? Because it's 13 plus 4, so it makes sense you would have 2 extras on each side. So when I show you what I was doing wrong, you're probably going to laugh, especially if you've watched my videos. Also, it is kitten time. It's kitten good morning time. I still haven't gotten my nails done because I'm gonna go paint today. Hello, Courtney. All right, here we go. Oh no, I want to use a larger hook to start. Okay, chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, this is the mistake I was making. So dumb. I was putting the stitch marker on the loop on the hook, but this is number 15 right here because you don't count the stitch until it is made. So this isn't a stitch yet on the hook. Haven't I learned that yet, right? This doesn't count. So the marker goes on that one. And that's why I was 1 off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I have a 13 stitch repeat, right? So every 13, I'm going to put a marker. And then you can keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then you mark the one that you just made. And then when you're at the end, you do 15. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. And I do think this is better than just say I have to chain, you know, 300 and whatever, and I'm gonna put a stitch marker every 20 stitches to help me keep track. That's that's great, but one thing that doesn't do is it doesn't give you like a marker along the way to show that you're on track or that you have the right number of stitches, and this way kind of does. Did you all see those kittens crash into that thing? Okay, skipping the first chain, starting in the second chain from the hook, we're going to single crochet across. This is the scary part, is that second row. You have all these single crochet, and then it's like you have a chain of 800 and you got a single crochet the whole thing, and then you go back across and you don't know until the end of row 2 if you did it right or not. I think that's where a lot of people give up on the 6-day kid blanket. But if you can get row 2 to come out right, you're good. The rest of the blanket is easy after that. And I also meant to change to my smaller hook after the chain stitches, but that's okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna move my stitch marker up to the single crochet because it was like I just had it on like one loop last time. I did it under 2 loops this time, but I just had it under one loop and it was like you couldn't really tell which stitch it was marking. It looked like it could have gone either way because it could slide from, one end of the stitch to the other. So I'm just going to move it. Yep, I have the kittens. They're going home today. I have a doctor's appointment, telehealth appointment after, this call, and then I'm gonna pack the cats up into one carrier, only have one carrier for them, and take them home. And I'm gonna help them paint a little bit today. How are you doing, PETA? Hey, Heather. I'm sure these cats are going to be so happy to be back home with their family because they like follow me around meowing sometimes, like, what's going on? Where's our people? You're boring. Hey, Bev. I started with an eye hook, and this is, um, I'm using a Lion Brand mandala. I had, I found this brownie in my bucket upstairs, like this bucket of stuff. I never it's a plastic bin. I don't know why I call it a bucket, but I just toss stuff in there that when I'm on lives and stuff. Sometimes I have like, a bunch of partially made stuff like this and like this thing I did yesterday and a bunch of them that I tried online and all the yarn that I was using to work on it with. And yeah, I found that brownie in my bucket and yeah, so I started it with an I 5.5 millimeter, and I'm gonna go down to an H 5 millimeter hook on the next row. I found if I don't do it with my straight start, it tugs and it pulls and doesn't have any elasticity at all. Okay, let me flip this over. Let me change to my H hook. You're welcome. Always do your swatch and figure out your tension, even if your stitches look like this or, however tight you think they should look. Maybe you want something that has a little bit more drape. Chain one. Okay, and the first row is 5 single crochet. It goes 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 single crochet. So now we're going to see 2, 3, 4. Yep, and you want your fourth one to fall on that marked stitch. And I'm going to move it every time. And that's the center of the valley. 5, 6, 7. And let me tell you, this is something I never would have thought of on my own. I would have just counted. I mean, when I did my pocket shawl, that's how I did it. I just counted to 1,000,000. I used stitch markers and I just worked that first row until it came out. And I had a lot of mistakes and miscounts along the way. So this is good now that I have figured it out, wrapped my puny little brain around it. 3, 4. Yay! So the fourth single crochet is the center of the valley, and you want to hit that marker every time. 5, 6, 7, and then 6 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like a little happy dance when you hit it on 4. 5, 6, 7, and then 6 half double. So it goes 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, and then on each side you have 5. 1, 2, 3, whoops, 4, 5, 6, and then 5. Single crochet to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5. Let's sing a song. Woo! Yeah, I did it. Oh my goodness. Oh, people, seriously, such a simple thing. And there I am, counting the stitch on the hook as one. Will I ever learn? We'll put that on my gravestone. Betty McKnit, she counted the stitch on the hook. That'll be my downfall. Hmm. Oh, Lordy. All right. I actually don't want to work on this little short piece though. Now that I've done that, I want to go back over to my longer piece and just kind of work on it along with you all. Anyone else who's maybe working a sideways pocket shawl? I think I'm the only one who makes them. I know it's simple. It's almost like too simple, but it works. And I mean, yeah, it feels good to go along, and every 13 counts. You're on the right, you're in the right spot. Okay. I started this one yesterday and I think it's okay. I think it was just one off because of what I was doing, and I did fudge and put 2 stitches in the last stitch. So don't look at that part. But the rest of it, I'm just going to keep going, and I'm probably not going to say everything I'm doing um, because I have like done tutorials for the straight start a bunch, but I'm happy to answer your questions. But I do just want to work along with you all on the pocket shawls so that I can show you all the techniques that are involved. 1, 2, 3. I kind of have the straight, not kind of, I do have the straight start memorized. The straight start and the square off now. Can you believe that? It seems so complicated. 1, watch me mess it up. 2, 3, half double crochet, 2 double crochet. It's so satisfying though to go from flat to chevron. This isn't even a full-size pocket shawl. It's just a sample so that I can show the edge, folding up the sides and doing the edge. Okay, so if I had done that yesterday, I would have a stitch marker right here on this stitch, and I would know that, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, one single crochet. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, single. It should only be one single crochet. Yeah. Yeah, so if I had done this, in fact, let me just load it up and just pretend I did this right yesterday. Watch, I'm going to find a mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just going to mark the fourth one. Glad I went and got all these extra stitch markers. So if I had done it right, I would have a stitch marker on the fourth on the center single crochet. That's going to help us know we're on the right track. There we go. That's good. Okay, so that fourth one is going to be a slip stitch. And then another thing I look for on this row is I know I have 6 half double crochet on the row below, so always kind of check and see that I'm making this gap and that it's centered, you know, in with 3 half double crochet on each side. PETA says if for fudging, if you discover you're short at the end of the row, um, if you're at the end of setup row 2 or 3, okay, there's my slip stitch on the fourth uh, single crochet. By working foundation single crochet or foundation double crochet, I did this with one of my attempts. Yeah, the first thing I do is I go back and I count and make sure that I did 7, 6, 7. More often than not, I find that I miscounted. And then, you know, then you still have to rip all that way back. So I think this is helpful. It'll keep you from having to rip back a whole row. You know, it's like a checkpoint. I really can't sit here too long. I can feel my legs. Somebody says, and I because I'm using a chat bot, you must be in the Facebook group. It says Facebook user, so I'm not sure who I'm talking to, but uh-oh, I'm off here. She says, it's good to know all this. I've never made a shawl before. I didn't come up with this. I mean, the counting in the stitch marker way, but it is really useful. Glynis has been talking about it for a while. We talked about it on one of the other lives, but this is the first time we've shown it. Yes, you might miscount your chain or have a tight chain that you skipped over. It's true. Whoops, I want to do a slip stitch there. What are you working on, PETA? Let me take it out. I don't want to stop. I just want to keep going. Yes, it's worth doing. It's definitely worth doing. Helps you just stay on track the whole way across. And you don't have to move the stitch markers once you get the pattern established, but um, definitely helps to have them. Somebody is saying, I saved this so I can come back. I have to go eat something before my sugar drops. I hear you. All the tutorials are on YouTube. Usually I try to put them on the web page for the pattern that is, that it is needed for. So if you're ever looking for one, you can't find it because I know it's like all my content is all over the place. But try going back to the web, to my website, bettymcknit.com, and check the pattern you're working on. And it's probably there. Now, I didn't mark these last few repeats, and now I'm like, oh no, I hope I'm in the right stitch. I'm loving my edge here. So it turned out so nice using that big hook. Too bad this isn't really going to be a pocket shawl at the end of the day. Just a sample, small little sample. So I can do the, I don't think I've ever done the edge rows for this on a live before. Has that weird crab stitch in the front loop, right? Is this the pattern that has that? Hey, Amy. Sorry to hear your little one is not feeling well today. Tell her Betty McNitt said hello. Ooh, a pocket shawl row is long. This one isn't even that long. I'm gonna have to work on this in between. Yeah, I remember really liking that border actually. But I knew if I put the crab stitch in it that people were gonna be like, ah, no, we don't want to do it. We don't want to go backwards. And it's in the front loop only, so it's very awkward to work, but it's so cool looking. Okay, I'm gonna keep going here. See if I can remember what the stitches are. I think it's 3 single crochet, 3 half double crochet, 2 double crochet, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the space, 2 double crochet, 3 half double crochet, and then single crochet, slip stitch again, and you should know you're in the right spot. You have your marker there, or just know that you're slipping into the slip stitch on the row below, and you know you're good. And then 3. Attention, everybody. My yarn has just changed colors. Once when I was working at Michael's, it was the thing where we have to sign people up for the classes, and I got paid to sit in the front of the store crocheting when people came in. Um, that just like felt like a dream job at that moment to get paid to crochet. Now I do it every day. Um, and yeah, when my yarn changed colors, I wanted to like go over the PA system and say like, attention customers, my yarn is changing colors. PETA says, let's see. Hey, Deborah. PETA says she finished with the crab stitch because she was testing. She was testing it, so she had to do what I said. Going forward, if you want to twist your hook, right? You can single crochet and twist your hook, twirl your hook around and twist the stitch, comes out the same as crab stitch. To me, that feels like it would just, it just feels like it's easier to just go backwards, but some people don't like that feeling of going backwards on crochet. It's like the roller coaster at the amusement park, right? The twin roller coaster, one of them is going forward and one of them is going backward. Which one are you getting on? I'm getting on the one that goes backwards for sure, especially if I'm with my daughter. No way she's getting on that forward facing roller coaster. She can go backwards. Hey, Linda. Linda, Linda, Linda. Good morning. Let's see, I missed some stuff. Hey, Heather. I'm gonna have to stop after the single crochet row. I can feel it. My legs are just like not happy. I need to bring my other chair down here too, the kneeling one. There's something about my hip flexors um, sitting like this. I can just feel it in my legs. Lipedema is no fun. Yeah, I mean, it does feel weird to go backwards, but I kind of like it now that I can do it. It's like something different to do, you know? When I was a child and I was first learning how to crochet, I always wanted to like do different stitches and like invent my own stitches. And I did all these crazy things and just really just ended up with a big pile of knots. But I just thought it was so cool how many different things you could do, how many different stitches there were. I always wanted to invent a new one. I was such a weird kid. Your right arm can't work too long crocheting. Yeah, when I really do it a lot, if I am not careful, I will get numbness and um, start to not feel real comfortable crocheting. But the biggest thing is my legs. Usually when I'm sitting at just crocheting or watching TV, I have my legs extended. I don't, I don't have my feet like down with the lowest part of my body. Um, I always sit with my legs extended. And if I ever go to like a conference or a training and I have to sit in a chair the entire day, I just can't do it. Like in our somatics training, I would always like go get pillows and stuff and sit on the floor because there just was no way I could sit in a chair for any length of time. I could never do an office job. I would go crazy and my legs would blow up. I know ladies with lipedema too that have office jobs and they really struggle even with even wearing compression, even after having had surgery, sitting at a desk all day. It's like the worst thing for your legs when you have lipedema. But I have a chair upstairs that it's one of those chairs that you kind of kneel on, and it's not comfortable. I'll say that. Um, because of course I'm like kneeling on it, so my legs are resting on it, and that can be painful sometimes, but it's you know it's better. I don't swell up as much as I do when I sit in this chair. It's been really hot, so wearing compression has not been fun. Yeah, recliner. My next time I buy a sofa, which I'm due for a new one, I'm gonna get one of those wraparounds that has the like the corner, the one side is like a a chaise lounge with the ottoman attached, so you can sit with your legs out. Because like down here, I'll like pull this chair in front of the couch so I have something to put my legs on. My old sofa upstairs is literally ready to go to the curb. Like, literally, I have to have somebody help me get it out to the curb in a couple weeks here when we have our bulk pickup. I'm ready to toss that thing. An IKEA sofa bed with storage under the chaise. It's awesome. Well, the one I have now is a sofa bed, and the sofa part has this support underneath that actually broke. And so that's when the couch like started to just like not be comfortable anymore. I tried to fix it, but um it's old anyways, and we should get new things, a new sofa every 10 years. The thing is over 10 years old, and it's been moved a couple of times. Time for something new. But it's nice to have a sofa bed if you want to have friends come over. I've seen these new kinds of desk chairs that have like arms that fold down and like a back that folds down, and you can practically like lay on that chair. It looks like you can sit with your legs crossed on it. They look pretty cool, but then I wonder if they're like gimmicky. Whoops, that's supposed to be a slip stitch. That's good if it's comfortable. I ended up, because the support underneath was broken, so the sofa bed part was like basically like resting on the floor. And so I had to get like some foam to support, to put in between my butt and the cushion and the bed, not my butt. Yes, my butt, but like the sofa bed. Then I put like some foam in there, and then I put the cushions on top of that because it was like It was like I was sitting on the floor. It was like sinking down, like the big comfy couch. Remember that show with the little girl? She lived in the couch. Do you have a footrest on yours, Courtney? Can you put your feet out? I made this too long to work on lives. How many rows? Well, I did 3 rows. That's not, I did 2 rows. Only did 2 rows. And now I do have to go because I have that doctor's appointment. I wanted to do the single crochet row too, but I'm not going to get to. My kids loved it. You have a small footstool under the desk to raise your feet because they only just reach the floor. Yeah. All right, folks, I gotta go. I have a doctor's appointment. She says her desk is against the wall, so not much space to have them all the way level with my chair. I could just, at this desk, I can stretch my legs out and my feet are flat like that against the wall, but it's not really comfortable, but I could put something down there, I guess, to put my legs on. Yes, it's Wednesday. Y'all have a great Wednesday as well, except it's almost Thursday for you all already to go to bed, right? Get to bed. All right, thanks everyone for being here, and I will see you tomorrow.